I think my favorite one of Sally's books is The Mission of Motherhood. It just really defined for me what it is that I want to do as a mom.
It has had a profound impact on the way that I raise my children and my perspective of what it means to be a mother and what an important job it is, and that it's not a side job.
And also Sally Clarkson's book, Heartfelt Discipline, and God used the Clarkson family to take me from punishment parenting to positive parenting, and I've been to 3 of her conferences and I will not miss them. It's my Christmas present every year for my husband.
I think the book that has impacted me the most as a mom has been The Wholehearted Child.
I saw Sally at a homeschool convention right when our kids were quite young and just starting out, and that became my favorite go-to book.
That was my book for homeschooling, and it gave me ideas on just being a creative mom and what to do as a homeschooler.
This year God challenged me to set aside my curriculum completely and to let Him lead our day in homeschooling, and I used her book as a guide, and it's been life-changing for myself and my kids.
It's my favorite book. It's my first book that I read of Sally's, and I was just starting my journey into homeschooling, and when I read that book, she just had a beautiful way of encapsulating the feelings that I felt and the things that I knew in my heart but I didn't know how to say or communicate yet.
I have been majorly impacted by pretty much every book that Sally's written. I'm kind of a groupie. I think she has really changed my perspective on parenting significantly from being rules-based to grace-based, which is a huge difference. I feel like instead of wanting to raise kids that are well-behaved, I want to raise kids who are passionate about God, and that's a huge difference. And I'm so excited to see the fruit of that already coming through in my kids as they grow up.
I would say Seasons of the Mother's Heart. Seasons of the Heart, and I have 5 children, a large age range, and it has allowed me to relate to what she's saying about children at different stages and the way my heart responds, and I've really appreciated her wisdom.
Ministry of Motherhood, and that book just really gave me a clear vision of who I wanted to be as a mom. I already had thoughts and ideas, but to just be able to hear my values and my deepest desires for motherhood put down into a book, and to hear somebody else who had done this as a mom and was having great success with this as a mom, that was really the first book that spoke deeply into my heart about shaping motherhood. And of course from then I had to read every single one of her books, so they've all really had an impact on me since that point.
I love to see them grow. You see them come out of the womb and they can't do much and they can't survive without you, and then by the time they leave your house, you're seeing how God has worked in their lives to make them who He wants them to be. It's a wonderful thing to witness.
My favorite thing about raising children, there'd be a lot of them, but I think because I get to be a homeschooling mom, it would be getting to be with them all the time, and the relationships that we share are very precious to me, and it's a privilege that is beyond what I ever could have imagined.
I get to reach into the next generation to impact them for Christ. It's a generation I may never see, but I get to reach them for God.
How much fun it is and how funny they are and how much they continually surprise me but also teach me as I go through the day trying to teach them. My 3-year-old has taken to singing "We Will Be Safe in His Arms" all the time in the back seat, and she sings it at very opportune times, which helps me remember that God really is in control, which is very sweet.
The sanctification is my favorite part of raising children, because the Lord uses it to show me constantly how I behave towards Him, and the ways that He wants my heart to turn towards Him always, and be in submission and obedience to Him.
Being able to pour into them God's goodness, and just tell them all about what God created and what He's done for us, and just passing down to them some of God's truths. And like Sally says, whispering into the ears the secrets of the kingdom of God. And I do this thing with them where I hug them, and they're called secret hugs, that's what they named it. But when I hug them and I just whisper into their ears and I speak life into them, and I tell them what awesome plans God has for their lives.
The opportunity for along the way in raising them is for me to grow. I've enjoyed becoming a better person every day, a better mommy every day, a better teacher every day,
to them. I also have been able to see my shortcomings right up front in front of my face and deal with those and go to the Lord with those things, and just show my girls through example that we don't have to be perfect. We are saved by grace, but that we can grow in Him and in our character.
Inspiring me to love my children in a way that's intentional, to go about planning out specific ways to meet my children's needs individually based on their needs specifically, rather than the things that I think would minister to them. Seeing what I can do to serve them the best, and just to love them.
Sally's impact on my life has been as a mentor. By reading her books and by going to her conferences, I have learned many things that, since I don't have any older women mentors in my life, I've gained in raising my children, how to homeschool, and how to have a godly home.
I attended my first MomHeart conference in January, and I wept almost the whole time because Sally's message just went to the depths of my heart, and it just meant the world to me. And everything God had been speaking to me already came through her directly to my heart, and it was just beautiful. And I bought all her books that day and went up to meet her and have her sign them, and couldn't stop crying while I was doing that, because it was just a beautiful message from God's heart through her to me, and I was really impacted by it.
When I had my babies, I was very depressed, and I spent about 2 or 3 years crying a whole lot and not getting out of my house a whole lot. And I kept telling my husband that I was tired, all I was doing was doing laundry and looking at the 4 walls of my house, and I felt like every day was Groundhog Day. And so a friend of mine invited me to a MomHeart conference, and I felt like Sally just showed me what my true role of being a mom was, and it broke me out of my Groundhog Days and really gave me a lot of hope and inspiration, and has totally changed my perspective in life as a mom.
I like the best Christmas pageant ever. We read that during the Christmas holidays.
My favorite book to read to my children is Teddy's Button, and I like it because it talks about being a soldier for Christ, and how your enemy is yourself, and how you can change that and walk faithfully with Christ.
Learning how to reach out to other moms and mentor to the younger mothers.
Well, I'm hoping that we're going to get a wonderful film of this training, as I'm here and helping Sally with the filming, and it's fun to be on the other side of the camera for a while, but I'm also learning a lot as we go. So maybe someday I'll be able to utilize these skills to help other moms grow in the way that Sally's ministry is modeling for mothers.
One thing I'm getting out of this conference is the statement was said yesterday, to be around people that are going to aspire you to greatness and excellence. And even this morning, hearing Paul and the servant leader is just a great reminder of really why we're doing what we're doing and how we go about doing it. It's just really relying on Christ. And of course, Sally and Clay's messages of just what is MomHeart, and just being excited to be part of it.